Hi, my name is Samantha Weigel, and I will be talking about e-portfolios and more specifically Schoology E-Portfolios. So just some background information. My district does use Schoology as our LMS for K-12, but we do not currently use the portfolio feature. In our district, the Schoology account stays with the student however long they're in the Hempfield School District. And by now, teachers are comfortable with using Schoology at all grade levels. Teachers use it to post learning materials, and students use it to submit their work. I based this presentation on the Defining Needs section in the Edutopia resource that we read during this unit. Some of the advantages are that we have a good familiarity with Schoology, students and teachers. Within the portfolios you can see below, you can actually go back and add from an assignment submission, files, links and URLs, and images. There is also a page option that I will talk about later. The portfolio can be shared through a link or the profile on the Schoology pages, and it can also be exported as a zip file. Within each of the portfolios, you can drag and drop the order of the artifacts depending on when and how they were imported. This is an example of what one of the portfolio pages would look like. So this is my writing one that I tested out. And I just added a file, the My Hero First Grade, and a reflection page. So this is what that would look like. Some disadvantages is that there's no subfolders, so you can't just have one portfolio per student. Instead, you would want to create a separate portfolio for each subject area. That'd probably be the easiest way to organize it. Schoology in itself is hard to navigate for our K-2 students, just because it's very new to them. So you'd have to learn how to use it. Another disadvantage is that teachers cannot add artifacts, so I can't go in and add an artifact for my student. You would need to scan in any handwritten items first, most likely then upload it for the student for them to add it. So it could be a multi-step process to add in those handwritten items. This would come in most handy in the younger grades. It does not list the date that it was uploaded to the portfolio, which I think would be a nice feature. And I feel as though teacher and student training would be needed. So just looking below, I screenshotted an image of mine. So you can see my image on the left side, and then the portfolio tab is to where you would find it. And like I said, I did decide to add a portfolio for each subject area. So I did conduct a teacher interview with my fellow teammates in 6th grade. They said that it would be nice to see the progress over time for the students. It could in fact motivate them because the students can see their growth. It could help pinpoint skills for mini lessons. It's not easy to see all our portfolios at once. You would need to either have the students email the link to you or look at each individual account for the student to find their portfolio. And my teammates felt that similar artifacts would need to be added over the years to really get a good sense of progress, especially as a 6th grade teacher. I also talked to 2 of my 6th grade students. So with both the interviews, I did demo it and kind of showed how a portfolio would be made and how you can actually add a page to then look at a reflection and add your own text box. So my students thought it would be nice to look back on old assignments, but they would not like having to reflect on each of them. And it could be confusing if the artifacts are not named properly. You might not know when they were added. And it could be hard to pick what to add, so the students suggested that they would want the teacher to tell them what to add. Looking at some possible uses, so based on the readings from this unit, I looked at developmental, reflective as possible uses for this e-portfolio. So as a developmental, you could add artifacts over the years. And like I said, it would be good to add similar artifacts for each subject area, and you would need a separate portfolio for each subject. With that, talking about the subfolders, you would just have all the artifacts listed in one of the portfolios. You can't section it off by grade. And reflective, you can include reflective pages on artifacts. You can see below it's like a large text box, so they can actually talk and reflect about the artifact they chose. And then here are my references. Thank you for listening.